So, the third turnbuckle on Instagram made an opinion where he feels like Sasha Banks is the punching bag of the Instagram wrestling community. And that means he feels like Sasha Banks is currently the most criticized women's wrestler, either in WWE. When she's not in WWE no more, but like the women's wrestler who gets criticized the most, in his opinion, currently in the Instagram wrestling community is Sasha Banks. And he feels like Sasha is used as a punching bag for people or wrestling fans or stan accounts or wrestling accounts, however you want to word it. Sasha is used as a punching bag to basically she gets slandered and then another woman gets uplifted, or they just have a hate post or criticize a post just criticizing Sasha Banks, and it's just basically her being criticized or her being used to someone being uplifted, she's being put down, etc., etc., etc. And recently, Sasha Banks has been getting slandered from her New Japan debut because of the botch from her and Kairi Sane when Sasha tried to attempt a new finisher, a gory special snap DDT, and if it didn't work in her favor, and she botched. And she's been called Botcha Banks, Flopsha, I mean, you name it. Probably any nickname you've heard for Sasha Banks in regards to tearing her name down, you've probably seen it in videos, social media, etc. Like, it's been everywhere. And she has been she's just been hated ever since, the whole botch. And she's been criticized and this, that, and the third. Now, it's my turn. What do I think? What do I think from this? I saw Buckle's opinion and I said on my story, I love you down, but I disagree with most of this. And a lot of people asked me why. And I said, what, I'm going to post it. But I kind of forgot, and then I posted a series, so I got to finish that. And I was like, I know I'm not going to finish this today. It's going to take me like 2 or 3 days probably to finish this. So let me just go ahead and post it on YouTube so I can get it out the way and post my opinion on here. So, in my personal opinion, I don't think Sasha Banks is the punching bag of the IGWC. I do think she is a punching bag of the IGWC, but that's because she, number one, she's a woman. Two, she's black. If you're black, you're going to be a punching bag for wrestling fans all over the world just because you're black. So I don't really think like, saying that Sasha is not a punching bag or saying Sasha Banks does not get hate or does not get slandered or is not overhated is a lie. I've seen videos where people feel like I don't think Sasha's overhated. I've seen opinions where they feel like Sasha doesn't get slandered. I feel like she doesn't get hate at all. That is a lie. Because if you are good at your job like Sasha Banks, as far as professional wrestling goes, and you're as talented as she is, and you get the love and support from many fans, and you're one of the most popular, you're bound to get hate. That's just how it is in society. Look at, even outside of wrestling, look at talented black women who are successful like Beyonce, Rihanna, Nicki Minaj, Janet Jackson. All of them talented at what they do, and they get ridiculed and hated and are used as a punching bag to uplift mediocre white women or other black women or other POC women, um, while they get slandered for their craft and all that stuff. The same thing can be said about Sasha Banks with her craft. She is used as a punching bag to uplift mediocre white women. We're not going to name those white women because I think we all know who they are. And not even white women, but sometimes white men. And she's used as this punching bag all because these fans are mad that these white wrestlers that they root for are not on Sasha's level or not as successful as Sasha, and they feel like it's unfair and they feel like she has some kind of privilege, when in all actuality, she's just better than the person or people that they are probably rooting for in terms of the white men and white women who are mediocre. I would name them, but I don't feel like naming them. I'm pretty sure we all know some names. So the people you're thinking about right now in your head, like, who's white and mediocre? That's who I'm talking about. If you know, you know. Now, as far as being the punching bag of the IGWC and being the most criticized woman in professional wrestling, do I think that? No. I understand why Buckle would think that, so I can't really... First of all, it's his opinion, so I can't get mad at him for that. But also, I understand, it makes sense why he would think that, because recently, like ever since her walkout, I'm pretty sure we've seen a lot more criticism for Sasha Banks than usual. And that's not something you usually wake up to see every day, because there was a point in time According to my friend Over the Donis, who you guys should follow on Instagram and on YouTube, he got a channel. He said he's been in the IGWC, the Instagram wrestling community, since 2016, I think he said. And he said at that time, Sasha was, she was in a feud with Charlotte. They were having the big historic moments in wrestling. Sasha was winning titles back to back. Charlotte was winning titles back to back. They were having consistent matches against each other. That era. He said in the IGWC around that time, you could criticize Charlotte Flair, you could criticize Becky Lynch, you could criticize Bayley, you could criticize Naomi, you could criticize Asuka, you could criticize Nikki Bella, you could criticize Natalya, and anybody else. But when it came to Sasha Banks, her name was off limits. You could not say nothing about her, otherwise you were seen as toxic, dumb, delusional, etc. And I don't, not like slander, like tear her down, but you could be like criticizing her saying, hey, I love Sasha, but this gear just is not it. It doesn't look good on her, in your opinion. And you would get, slandered and hated and seen as just this toxic, manipulative, delusional, dumb, deluded person who hates everything because you criticized Sasha Banks in 2016. And if you really think about it, that can still kind of apply to today and age because we all know how Sasha stans are. So to say Sasha's the most criticized, of all, I don't know, if you were to say she's the most criticized just in general, that's a lie, because, like, there was a point where she wasn't even criticized at all. But to say she's the most criticized, like, as of right now, I still don't even think that's true. I think she's one of the current most criticized women of, like, right now. But I don't but I understand why she is criticized, not even because of the New Japan stuff, but because of her fan base. Bucko pointed this out. He said a lot of the stuff that he sees personally is that these wrestling critics, these fan pages, these journalists, these amateur journalists, however you want to word it, will target the crew, the construction crew, as I like to call them, come at them for their love for Sasha, for whatever, this, that, A, B, Y, C, D, F, G, all that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And they'll come at them, gaslight them, and call them, come for Sasha, right? They'll come for Sasha. And then they will expect, then when the crew attacks them for coming at Sasha, they will gaslight the crew and saying, this is why the crew is toxic. This is why Sasha stands are toxic. This is why Sasha stands are annoying and hateful and bitter, etc., etc. That is true. But, Sasha crew, Sasha stands, the construction crew, they do bring a lot of the hate onto Sasha themselves because a good majority of them go and criticize other... Naomi, we're going to use her as an example. Lovely lady. We love Naomi in this household. Naomi walked out with Sasha Banks, right? Out of WWE because they were women's tag team champions around the time that they walked out. And when they walked out, Sasha, she was mentioned. It was like, oh my God, Sasha Banks walked out of WWE. Sasha Banks, girl, she's gone. Sasha Banks took her title and she left. Sasha Banks, she dipped. She is out of there. She's out of here. She walked out, blue wig and all, with the green streaks in it too. She packed her bags, her gears, and her little puppy dog, and she got out and drove in that little convertible that she owns at Great American Bash, and she was out of here. Naomi, was she mentioned? Barely. You probably would even forget sometimes that Naomi even walked out with Sasha Banks because Naomi was like treated as if she did not walk out with Sasha Banks. It was Sasha. Sasha walked out. Sasha walked out. It was Sasha. And then when it came to people saying like, I miss this, like it came to like Sasha Banks and Naomi, reminiscing them because they're not wrestling in WWE as of right now, or those couple months back. It was always, I miss Sasha. When is Sasha coming back? Is Sasha here yet? Any rumors on Sasha? It was never, when's Naomi coming back? Where's Naomi? I miss Naomi. And then here's the thing. The Sasha crew, this construction crew, they would get mad and they'd be like, if the Nail Mob or any other member, any stand member of a wrestler like Charlotte, a Lyncher, a Charlotte Flair stan, a Bayley stan, were to say, oh, I miss Naomi. What about Sasha? Where's Sasha at? You don't miss Sasha? Huh? But if a Sasha crew member were to go and say, I miss Sasha, where's Sasha? When's she coming back? And somebody were to be like, you don't miss Naomi? What about Naomi? She didn't walk out with her? The usual, not all, but the usual response was, I don't have to miss Naomi. Sasha is my fave, so of course I'm going to miss her. But if a Naomi stan were to say, Naomi's my fave, so if I say I miss Naomi, just Naomi, is understandable because she's my fave. The same energy was not kept. I wonder why. Another thing as well is that I see this, I hate to say this, but in a way, I see this as karma because while Sasha and Naomi have been gone, Naomi has been kept out of the conversation. She's been critiqued. She's been slandered as if she just does not exist. Sasha Crew, even when they left, there was a plot twist war, I believe, between Sasha Stans and Naomi Stans, or like a war between them. I don't know if it was a plot twist war or just like one of those comparison things again. It was one of the two. I don't remember. It was one of those. That happened, and I'm pretty sure usually when it comes to Sasha and black women being compared, it's usually the Sasha Crew to blame. Like, let's be honest. In 2021, when the Sasha and Naomi stands were beefing, why were they beefing? Because a Sasha stand plot twisted Naomi, downplaying her, discrediting her, etc., etc. And just in general, when it comes to like Sasha Crew, it's like when the Sasha Banks stands can criticize anybody else. I mean, anybody and their mama say the most disrespectful stuff on earth. But if someone says the slightest criticism on Sasha Banks, it's like you are this hateful, rude, disrespectful person. Now, Buckle said this also in his caption. He said, well, why is it that when a Sasha Crew member goes above and beyond for their fave to defend them, and defend her, I said them, that was so rude, I'm sorry, defend her, and because Sasha's their fave and they go out above and beyond, why do Sasha Crew get caught out? But if it was a Naomi stan, well, he didn't say this specifically, like, as far as, like, the Naomi stan stuff, but he was like, but if it's anybody else, I'm going to use other stans as examples. If it was a Naomi stan, a Charlotte stan, a Becky stan, if it was anybody else, why is this same energy not reciprocated for them the way it is for Sasha stans? Why do Sasha stans get caught out for their toxicity, but other stans don't get caught out for their toxicity? Why is it that the Sasha Crew are seen as this very toxic fan base and they get caught out for it, but why don't these other fan bases, get caught out for it? Do you want to know why? Because the other fan bases are not as toxic as Sasha Crew. There are a lot of toxic, like, fan bases for wrestlers, lynchers. Charlotte stans have been making some noise, not as of late, but they've been acting out a little bit. Ronda Rousey, I'm pretty sure she got some toxic stans. There are some toxic Naomi stans. There are some toxic Carmella stans. Liv Morgan, her stans have been acting a fool, and I don't know why. Anyway, there are like toxic stans, but the thing about those fan bases is that usually we gonna accept the Liv Morgan stans and the Ronda Rousey stans. Let's take them out the conversation. But the Naomi stans, the Charlotte Flair stans, the Becky Lynch stans, usually like when their fave gets criticized, it's usually, I agree, you spilled, and it's just like when they get hate, it's normalized. When they get slandered, it's normalized. When they get criticized, it's normalized. It's just like, period, point blank, hate Becky, hate Naomi, hate Charlotte. Not saying that you guys should go and hate Sasha, because I feel like, are you saying hate Sasha? No, I'm not saying that at all. But it's like, and usually a lot of those criticisms come from Sasha stans. Sasha stans criticize Charlotte all the time. I've seen Sasha stans criticize Becky Lynch all the time because a lot of them are still mad that she beat her at Hell in a Cell in 2019, which is understandable because, ooh, I was so mad that day. But I mean, it's been years. Let's let it go, right? There's been Sasha stans that critique Charlotte, Naomi. They critique all these other wrestlers. And usually when those wrestlers, like those stans, go above and beyond for their fave, is usually because their fave is being attacked. Not saying don't go above and beyond for Sasha when she's getting attacked, but a lot of times when these stands, like for Sasha stands to like quote unquote go above and beyond for Sasha, usually, not all the time, but usually the crew is the one who pulled the first move, and now the other fan base is acting a fool, discrediting Sasha. Now the crew feels like we got to represent Sasha, but you wouldn't have to represent Sasha if you just would have shut up and not slander the other wrestler. You get my point? You get my drift? Y'all get what I'm saying? And even as far as like saying like, well, Sasha is the most criticized woman because of her botch. Why is she being slandered so much for her botch? Why is she being called out for botches? Everybody botches. Like, she botched one time, now she's being called the worst women's wrestler in the world. This is not new. I said this in my other video. Sasha's been called Botcha Banks since 2016 during her match with Charlotte Flair, and she hit the suicide dive and nearly broke her neck. It was about to be like Nikki Bella in a neck brace. She's been called that for the longest. She's been called sloppy. She's been called botcha. She's been called trasha. when she injured Paige, this is not new stuff. Like, she's been called out for her botches all the time. Not saying like she rightfully so or nothing. No, not at all. But this is not new. This is not new territory. And then it's just like, well, she's getting criticized for her mic skills. Why are people criticizing her so much about her mic skills? They're not that bad. Yes, they are. Number one, stop lying to yourself. And two, a lot of this, it's criticism. A lot of the stuff that's like you guys see, the Sasha stands see as hate, or why are you guys criticizing her all the time? Y'all criticize everybody else and they mama, and don't when somebody says something, it's y'all play victim. But when we say something about Sasha, criticizing her mic skills, criticizing her promo skills, criticizing a gear, it's, well, ooh, I'm gonna use him as an example. My cousin, Aries. He made a statement where he feels like in some categories, such as the mic, Sasha is overhyped as far as like mic skills is concerned. And she is, because she has not cut a good promo since 2019. And he in the caption, he did not discredit her. He did not call her talentless, mediocre, none of that. He gave her her 10s, 15s, 20s, and 25s. But he said, in my opinion, and I have proof, I feel like when it comes to certain categories, Sasha Banks is not as good as y'all make her. And the mic is one example that I'm going to use. Because in the mic category, she's just not that good. Like, let's be for real. And he was met with, paragraphs, y'all. Y'all should have saw them comments. Essays, as if there was an ELA class and their English teacher said, I want a thesis statement, I want the detailed paragraphs, and you better have a good conclusion or you're going to fail that class. When I tell you, I saw paragraphs at a time. I get going up for your fave and going up for Sasha and defending her. But my thing is, why can't you just say, I disagree and keep it moving? Because if a Sasha stan were to critique somebody else and they were met with paragraphs, it's y'all doing too much, y'all sensitive. But when somebody does it to Sasha and they're getting paragraphs and they're being respectful and they're saying y'all are doing too much, I kept the respectful, it's no, you're evil, you're coming for Sasha, don't do that. And then you go shade, when he said some stuff about Sasha, he critiqued her and felt like, in what category he felt like she was overhyped in, such as the mic. The Sasha stands go and shade his fave. Like, for example, he said, in my respectful opinion, I don't think Sasha Banks is the best technician. I feel like Natalya and Meiko Satomura are better technicians, in my opinion. And he said, that's all he said, respectfully. Banks Empire goes on his story, posts this meme where it says, list the Sasha Banks matches that are iconic. And it's a long list of Sasha Banks, like this list that's long, and it says list of Sasha Banks matches at the top. And then he posts a meme with Natalya pointing at the Titantron during the Thunderdome era, and nothing shows up. And he says a list of Natalya matches that are iconic. But the thing is like, why are you shading his fave when he didn't discredit Sasha, saying she never put up good matches, great matches at that, iconic matches, didn't discredit her talent at all as far as ring ability. He said, I feel like as far as technician work, I feel like Natty is better. If that's his opinion, that's his opinion. He didn't discredit Sasha. He didn't call her trash, didn't wish for her to get released, none of that. So, y'all see the examples? But if Aries were to go and type a whole essay saying something about Sasha as far as her wrestling, saying she botches, she's sloppy, she be messing up, y'all would be on the defense and playing victim like, oh, he coming for Sasha, no, you toxic, you doing too much. Look, you see the point that do y'all see my point? And it's like, whenever somebody, like, criticizes Sasha Banks, it's just like it's like World War III. But when it's Naomi and Bianca Belair, it's, oh yeah, girl, you spilled. Yeah, Becky. I've been wanting to say that. Like, I had my mocha, from Starbucks. And, I was thinking that, and I didn't want to say it. But you said it. Spilled. You spilled, girlfriend. Like, be for real. Anyway, like, in conclusion, Sasha Banks is a very overhated wrestler. She does get slander. She does get hate. But she is not the most overhated. She is not the punching bag of the IGWC. She is a punching bag, but she is not the punching bag. And as far as, like, the criticism that she's getting, the amount of wrestlers that get criticized in IGWC every single day, and it's like, oh, they come for her mic skills. It's not even that bad. Anyway, it's criticism. As long as they're being respectful, it's not that big of a deal. Get out of your feelings because she's your fave. Sasha's amazing. We love Mercedes Varnado in this house. but she is not above anybody else. Well, she above Mandy Rose and Alexa Bliss. I'm sorry, but as far as like being criticized, if Charlotte Flair can be criticized, if Becky Lynch can get criticized, Sasha Banks can get criticized, no matter how talented they are. Sasha is a wrestler. She's gonna get criticized. That's just what happens. And if the person's being respectful, it shouldn't be an issue. Nobody should be getting paragraphs when somebody simply says something. I love Sasha Banks, but personally, I'm just not a fan of this. And they're getting paragraphs and essays. Mercedes Bernardo was born on January 26th in Boston, Massachusetts, where she did this. No. If you disagree, just say you disagree and keep it moving. That's it. Now, if they're being disrespectful, cuss them out. Y'all better cuss them out. They're being disrespectful. But if they pull being like Aries and being respectful, they shouldn't be being met with paragraphs. How about trying to understand what they're saying versus going on the defense all the time? It would save y'all a lot of time. Anyway, thank you for my video. I know I said I was going to make this short, but 20 minutes. I think I spilled. I didn't say anything wrong. I tried breaking down the opinion the best way I can. I'm pretty sure after this video, Banks Empire gonna sub me on his story. So make sure you at me this time because, you know, I saw that last sub and you didn't do that. If you need my at, it's Resident Blueprint. Make sure you use it if you're gonna sub me, sweetie, okay? I'm just letting you know, D. I'm just letting you know. But thank you guys for watching my video. Hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed creating it. I do not hate Sasha Banks at all. I think she's phenomenal. But I feel like as far as criticism, as long as she's not being called a racial slur, a misogynistic term, and being discredited for her talent, there shouldn't be no issue when someone gives a criticism saying, hey, let Sasha down, but this. If like I said, if Charlotte, Becky, and all of them can be criticized, so can Sasha. That's all I'm gonna say. Thank you.